Hi everyone, and welcome to today's video, and I'm teaching you how to make an Etsy shop. And also, important reminder, I still am giving out my Patreon rewards, so if you sign up right now or until what day is it? I don't have a watch on. If you sign up by the 15th, you can get the freebie sticker and the freebie print here. So please sign up to the Patreon. It supports me and my channel. So let's get into how I made my Etsy and how you can make one too. First, you want to think about what you want to sell, and do you have the materials to make these items? So you can use Printify if you don't have the items to make your items. Printify is kind of like, it's like Redbubble, but you can upload it to Etsy, so you're outsourcing the work. I do this for my prints because they are higher in quality because they have a fancier printer than I do. I have a Canon Pixie, which is actually a really great printer, and it works great for my stickers. But I want the best quality prints I can give you, and that will do my art justice. You can't see the prints I have up there, but there's prints of, let me lift my tripod and hopefully not mess those up. You see these two, I have prints of those on my shop, the Gastroparesis and the Potts print, and that is done with Printify, and I love how those come out, and they're very shiny, and I just love the paper they use. But if you are hand making your items, this is going to be more difficult because you will have to photography, is that the right word? No, you'll have to take pictures of them yourself, and they have to be high quality and eye-catching, and you have to have a good camera for this. And Etsy will tell you if your photos suck. So there is that. Etsy is actually really good at making you feel like crud because it ranks you in your products and which products are doing the best. So it does kind of ruin your self-esteem sometimes. And here are my stickers. I like to set them up nice like this so I can see them all. And yeah, so I do a mix of both, so I can show you how I upload my Printify items and I upload my handmade items. The thing is, Etsy will take a large portion of your own money. They take a percentage out of each item you get sold, as well as for every listing you put up, they charge you 20 cents per month. And if you have a lot of items, that can become a lot of money. So you want to be sure you're not in the red. So there are other websites you can use, like Ko-fi is completely free. The negatives with that is you have to build your own traffic to that website, and it can be really hard if you don't have an audience, because Etsy does free ads for you and is like a shopping marketplace and shows your ads, whereas Ko-fi is a direct link, and so people are less likely to buy from it. And then there's the option of making your own website. I have my own website, Squarespace, but I don't get a lot of traffic to that website. So I make more on Etsy than I do on my website, so that's why I still have my Etsy shop open. Or else I would just have my website open because, again, Etsy does take a large percentage of your orders. So that's a thing to look out for. So let's get into the computer sort of part of it. Welcome to my desk. I work on this desktop right here, and let me move this mouse out of your way. That's so rude of me. It's, I have an unboxing video you can watch here of this desktop I use, but you really don't need any heavy-duty system to have an Etsy shop. I upload my photos on the website online, either on this computer or on my MacBook. There is an Etsy seller app you can get on your phone and iPad, but I would not recommend uploading items to it because it's very hard to do for the app. though it is good for getting notifications for your orders. So when I'm out and about, I get the notification immediately on my phone, and I know immediately when someone orders, so I don't forget. That notification stays on my phone until I fulfill that order. So that's why the Etsy seller app is really helpful for me. So another very, very important thing. That's weird. I'm literally making an Etsy video and I'm getting orders right now popping up. So, what was I doing? I was talking about another very important thing is your shop name. What are you going to name your shop? It's very important because that's what draws people to your shop, and you want to have a unique name because there's a lot of shops out there and a lot of artists out there, and you don't want to see a name with numbers in it or see the same person with the same name. Well, double the person with a double name. It gets confusing, so you want to be unique. So I use Mandy Weirdmore because it's also good to be consistent. So I'm the same everywhere. My name is Mandy Weirdmore on Instagram, on Tumblr, on TikTok, on Blue Sky, and on Etsy. So you can find me all in the same name. Also, Mandy Weirdmore is, I feel like, a very unique name. I've never seen somebody else use it. Mainly because it's from my childhood, like Weirdmore, be Weirdmore. So I choose a unique name so people know you. And another important part is your logo. Definitely, if you're an artist selling on Etsy, I feel like you should make your own logo because it shows your skills. Whereas if I know some people do writing commissions on Etsy and those actually go really well, or writing letters. This is just my fangirl self. Some people on Etsy, you can order handwritten letters from fictional characters. I think that's just like a niche thing. I don't know how many of you are doing that, but I'd recommend hiring an artist for your logo if you're not an artist. But most of the people on Etsy are artists selling their work. So yeah, use a logo. Very important. I use this logo. I use it again. Consistency is important, so I use it everywhere on all my socials, as well as when I'm out boothing, vendoring, whatever we're calling it. I use it out there so people know it's me, and it's on all my business cards. So yeah, consistency, very important. As you can see, I'm in a completely different outfit, and it's now daytime. So I actually recorded this video already, and I forgot to have my mic on, so I look like this the entire video. That's great. Highly upsetting, because I felt like I said some good stuff, but I don't remember. So, sorry. So right now, I am going to show you my Etsy shop and what it looks like. As you can see, Etsy is really cool as it shows you the factoring things, lowering your visibility, and I currently have some of that because I need a new camera because my camera is too low quality. So soon I will be transferring and I'll take I will take better photos for my Etsy. There are the words. And that's also the same on my Squarespace. But that's because I have a SEO, which is a widget, well, sort of, and it's in my toolbar of stuff, so it doesn't come with Squarespace. It's something I downloaded separately to see what the tags and the titles are working best. So yeah, some people hire their own personal SEO. I do not do that because I am broke and I do the cheapest things possible. And this is my shop. So if you are hand making all of your items, highly recommend getting a scale. And if you don't end up getting a scale, you're probably going to have to go and mail every single item at the post office because they're going to have to weigh every single item for you so you can get a correct shipping label. Whereas I weigh all my mail at home and then I print my shipping labels on my shipping label machine. It's called Z-Label. I was able to get that off Amazon. But if you are using an on-demand service, outsourcing, you will not need all this stuff because you're not making the products. Somebody else is doing that for you. And it's pretty simple to add new products. You just go to add a listing and it will load very slowly because you're Mandy. And you just have that type of luck and you put in all the stuff that you do. And you can do digital items as well because some people even sell like Procreate brushes. I have one digital file, which is an I Spy birthday party thing, and you can download it and people can print it for like Taylor Swift themed birthday party, and that is a really cool thing. A lot of people on Etsy do that, and that's really cool because you don't really have to do anything. You make the product once, and then people can buy it, and they just download it, which is really easy, and probably the easiest way to use Etsy. And you don't have to have any business verification to start an Etsy because I don't. It's just me making all of these items, so you don't need to buy like a business certificate or anything unless you sell in person, because I did do an event where I needed to buy a license to sell on public property, and it was only for a day, so that is only in person, so it won't be an issue for Etsy though. And to put in all this stuff, you say, I did it. Well, it would depend on the situation. Finished product and when it was made. I make all my stuff pretty recently, so yeah. And then you continue, and the title is very important on Etsy for people to find your stuff. So you can actually use up to 140 characters, and that's actually a lot of room. So it's important to get keywords that most people would search up. Like, you don't want to be hyper specific with your items. I do have really long item names, but that's just so more people can view it. I use like cute sticker, waterproof sticker added on like key details that people would search, like laptop stickers. People are going to search for that, even if that's not necessarily what the design is. People are going to search more for that than they are angel stickers or something like that. And then you just add the photos. It's best to add a video because Etsy says so. I don't know. And another cool detail is you can save your shipping details and you don't have to do all the same things again and not calculate the cost over again, because all my stickers weigh the same as well as my pins, so I can select the profile I already have saved. And then you would add it to your shop section or not. I have several sections: stickers, pins, bookmarks, prints, but some people might not. But you can make your own section. And a feature listing is just having it be featured on your shop, like what sells best or what your shop is most known for. There's an option between renewal options of automatic and manual. You will get charged 20 cents per month for each item you have up on Etsy. So I like to put it as manual for the first month it's up to know if it's selling well or I'm going to discontinue it. And then if it sells well, I'll put it on automatic because I'm going to keep it in the shop for longer. And you can always change this. You can go in and edit it, but that's kind of how I do it. And that is how I upload stuff. I'm not currently uploading an item, so I'm just going back. And you don't need really much. You do have to put your card information in to obviously receive money, and you can use PayPal, which is cool, but again, you need card information for PayPal. But that's how I use Etsy. And I also have a website. I think I talked about this before, though, and it does not get as much traction as Etsy, so I would recommend checking that out, maybe, because it goes to all me and not a portion of this goes to Etsy, because you're using Etsy as your hosting platform. Though I do have both because I currently make more on Etsy because it's harder to find my website than it is my Etsy. MandyWhitmore.com. Anyway, next I'm going to show you Printify, which is an on-demand service. Okay, next I'm showing you Printify, not sponsored by this. I know some people have been, but I am a small YouTuber who does not get sponsored, so you can know I'm telling the truth. But there is a YouTuber that I watch that I found out about Printify They were sponsored. I use the free version of Printify, but there is a paid version. But I use it to outsource my prints as well as this one shirt that I just really liked, and it was kind of made just for me because it's still my art on the shirt, but it was like a guilty pleasure of a shirt I wanted. Okay, um, so you can put your art on basically anything. They have cups, shirts, tank tops, sweatshirts, phone cases. It's almost like Redbubble, but they don't sell your work on their website. They have you put it on Etsy or your own website. Mine is on midiwearmore.com as well as my Etsy. It's cool that I'm allowed to do both without paying. And they do get a percentage of the profit, I think, as well. And I found out about it from this YouTuber, and I highly suggest you check out their account because they go through the steps on how they did it and how much money they made from it, and that can also be helpful. And I use Printify mainly for my prints, but you can use it for anything. It's very simple to do. They have a huge catalog. You just go in, browse their catalog, and then fit your art to whatever item you chose. And this is my dashboard. No, this is my products. This is where I wanted to go. I apologize for that. As you can see, they have 0 sales, but that it don't matter right now. I mainly sell my stickers. That's what sells best, though. These have been favorited a lot on my Etsy, just no one has bought them. So they're in people's carts. I know that. Just go and follow through. Anyway, I really like how they turn out. And very easy. And you can hide them, you can see them in store and publish them, and you can always delete them. And I just recently started a website, and I didn't have to remake all of these, which is very cool because I would just click copy to, and then I copied to my other website right here, and I didn't have to remake all of these items. So that's really good if you end up transferring in the future. And that's just how I do all my prints. That's a very simple part, and it's much easier than doing it at home. So I hope this was helpful on how to set up an Etsy. And if you have more questions that I didn't answer, definitely leave comments down below. I'll try my best to answer them. And another video I watched during the pandemic helped me the most is Lynn. She doesn't currently sell on Etsy, I think, anymore. Wait, she might sell her assets for her photography and videography tools she uses. So that actually might be, which is another part of Etsy that I told you about. It's just the digital merchandise. I highly recommend watching her video. It's from 2020. It's pretty old, so things might be a little different, but that's how I personally learned how to use Etsy, and it was the most helpful video to me in setting up my store, and I hope this was helpful to you. As I said again, ask any questions. I'll try my best to answer them, and most importantly, everyone, stay weird. Bye!